Welcome to the Jefferson Barracks POW-MIA Museum project. We are located at 1618 Hancock Avenue in the historic district of Jefferson Barracks. We're right around the corner from the Civil War Museum, next door to the Jefferson Barracks Telephone Pioneers Museum, and right across the street from the Jefferson Barracks Air and National Guard facility, right behind me. A little bit about Jefferson Barracks. It's the oldest operating military installation west of the Mississippi River. It was established in 1826 as a military outpost downriver from the French fur trading settlement known as Laclede's Landing, better known today as St. Louis, Missouri. Jefferson Barracks is the birthplace of the U.S. Cavalry. The first military parachute jump was made here at Jefferson Barracks in 1912. Before the Civil War, Ulysses S. Grant and Robert E. Lee both saw service here at Jefferson Barracks. During the Civil War, Jefferson Barracks was a hospital, and following the Civil War, wounded former prisoners of war from both the North and the South recuperated here at Jefferson Barracks. During World War I and World War II, it was a basic training facility. And now, currently, it is a joint Air and National Guard base under the command of the U.S. Air Force. And the history of Jefferson Barracks is continuing to be written as Air and National Guardsmen and women are deployed from Jefferson Barracks into harm's way to protect us and the freedoms that we cherish so much. A little bit about the building itself. It was formerly known as the old 1896 Officers' Quarters building. It is one of two remaining junior officers' billets that used to line Hancock Avenue on the north side of the road. Although it is formerly known as the old 1896 Officers' Quarters building, the architects who did the initial survey of the building for the museum believes that it was actually built in 1848. But 1848, 1896, the building has been here for quite a while. For a time, up until 2008, it housed the Civilian Conservation Corps Museum. From 2008 until January of 2013, when we obtained the keys of the building, it was unoccupied and unattended to, and in pretty much need of some tender loving care. Although the museum is currently undergoing a much needed restoration and renovation, we're striving to remain as active as possible with regards to POW-MIA awareness. Some of the activities we've been able to pursue are: we've installed a memorial brick paver area in front of the museum, honoring our POWs, our MIAs and their families, other veterans, veterans groups, supporters, and friends of the museum. We've erected a replica POW guard tower just east of the building, enclosed in a stockade fence topped with barbed wire, to remind passersby of the very special sacrifices made on our behalf. We've established a POW-MIA City program modeled after the Purple Heart City program, which has in turn expanded into a POW-MIA County and a POW-MIA Campus program, with the Hillsborough R3 School District becoming our first POW-MIA campus, followed shortly after by the College of the Ozarks. In 2019, at the behest of the museum, Missouri Governor Mike Parson proclaimed Missouri a POW-MIA state, recognizing Missouri's commitment to POW-MIA awareness. We've partnered with the noted children's book author Nancy Polite and Elva Risa Publishing to produce what we think is the first child-friendly book about the POW-MIA experience. The book, entitled N is for Never Forget, was selected as a finalist in the Forward Indies Independent Publishers 2017 Juvenile Nonfiction Book of the Year category. It did not win, but we're very proud of the story that it tells. In February of 2020, we were gifted with an actual piece of USS Arizona, along with a sample of the water and oil still leaking from her hull, and an American flag that was flown over the USS Arizona Memorial. The display case for the relic and the items was the Eagle Scout project of Eagle Scout Chase Hatch of Troop 419 in Arnold, Missouri. We have hosted multiple national POW-MIA Recognition Day ceremonies featuring speakers such as U.S. Congressman Russ Carnahan, Missouri Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft, Major General Cassie Strom, Colonel John Clark, shot down over North Vietnam in 1967 and a prisoner of war for 6 years, Skip Schumacher, Silver Star recipient and the operations officer aboard the USS Pueblo when it was seized by North Korea in 1968, Marine Sergeant Rocky Sickman, held for 444 days by the Iranians when they seized the American embassy in Tehran, Sergeant Major Robert Sharp, survivor of the Suncheon Tunnel Massacre in Korea during the Korean War, and Mary Blassie Hart and George Blassie, sister and brother of Mike Blassie. The museum facilitated the French Legion of Honor medal presentation ceremony for former World War II prisoners of war Bill Keln and Hal Roth. Bill Keln served with the 3rd Infantry Division and was captured in France in an area known as the Bloody Colmar Pocket during World War II. Hal Roth served with the 1st Infantry Division, and he waded ashore at Omaha Beach with the 2nd Wave on D-Day, and he was captured about a month later in Laval, France. Some of the pre-COVID fundraising activities we have initiated are helmet drives, events at Busch Stadium, courtesy of museum board member, the late Bill Gunny Kiefer, motorcycle runs, trivia nights, murder mystery dinners, just to name a few. And of course, we are continuing to collect as much POW-MIA related information and stories as we can, putting names, faces, and stories to that silhouette on the POW-MIA flag. The pandemic of 2020 severely hampered the museum's fundraising and restoration, renovation, construction activities. However, we are continuing to move forward as best we can. The mission of the museum is the same as it was when the project started, to create a place where every day is POW-MIA Recognition Day, and to put names, faces, and stories to that silhouette on the POW-MIA flag. On behalf of the Jefferson Barracks POW-MIA Museum, we are very much looking forward to meeting you all in person and telling you the stories.